Jeffrey wakes up at 7 o'clock every single morning. He eats his breakfast, he drinks his orange juice, drinks his coffee, watches a little bit of the morning news, and then he makes sure he's at work before 9 o'clock every single day. He works real hard until 5 o'clock. He gets everything that he needs to get done. His bosses are pleased with him. He's on track for his promotion. And then he comes home, he watches a little bit of TV, he eats his dinner, and then he goes to bed. He repeats that Monday through Friday until Friday night. Friday night is his time to go crazy, to enjoy himself. He slaved away all week. He deserves it. He goes out with the boys. He gets hella drunk. He wakes up Saturday morning. He doesn't know what to do all day. He kind of just messes around with his day. Then comes Saturday night. He's like, I got nothing better to do. I slaved away all week. I deserve it again. Let's go out. Let's go party. Let's go crazy. Sunday night rolls around. He's up at 11 o'clock. He doesn't want to go to sleep because he doesn't want to wake up to go back to work on Monday morning. The dreaded Monday morning. Jeffrey checks his phone. He checks his bank account, wondering when the day will come that he won't have to come to work. And he realizes that there's only $20 in his bank account. Now, luckily he gets paid Tuesday, but he's been doing this for 10 years straight. After school, after university, he's now 30 years old. And he's just been on cycle, spinning his tires round and round, and going absolutely nowhere financially. Adonis took a different path in life. He went to the same school as Jeffrey. He also worked real hard. He worked from the ages of 18, straight out of school. He got his apprenticeship, and he worked till 30. But instead of going out every Friday and Saturday night, all he did was save and invest his money wisely. Jeffrey and Adonis meet at a high school reunion, and they're chatting away. Adonis asks Jeffrey how everything's going with his life, and Jeffrey goes, oh yeah, it's alright, I'm doing alright, having fun sometimes, and but I have to deal with this work, and work is what it is, I don't really enjoy it, but it's something we all have to do, right? Adonis looks at Jeffrey strangely with a weird face and says, Jeffrey, you're still working? I thought with that fancy university degree, you'd be out of the rat race. You'd be almost retired by now with how much money you should be making. Jeffrey kind of looks at Adonis strangely, but gives an awkward laugh. Yeah, but life is expensive. Adonis takes the humble approach. He gives a slight laugh and just says, yeah, thinking in his head, what could this guy be doing with his money? See, Adonis owns 10 rental properties that cover all his expenses, let him travel whenever he wants, and has a huge retirement fund built into the houses because all he needs to do is sell them if he ever needs cash. Now, full disclaimer, I don't actually own any rental properties, but I've been looking to buy a house as an investment property, and I've been crunching the numbers, and I can really see why people are so adamant about, oh wow, if you have a house, you become really rich. Because the numbers, it just makes sense.
It just makes sense.
Now, I don't really know how well this works in application, but if you guys want to hear the numbers that I've been looking at just based on the averages, if you guys could leave a like and subscribe, I'd really, really appreciate it. Also, comment down below what age you want to buy your first house, and let's get into it. So let's crunch the numbers. If you were to buy a $300,000 home, which is pretty cheap where I live, the Australian dollar housing market is really expensive. A $300,000 home is realistically cheapest house that you can buy in an even half decent neighborhood. So yeah, we've got a $300,000 home. To buy it, you'd probably want to put at least 10 to 20% down. We're going to put the minimum 10% down, which is $30,000. So that would mean that you'd have a loan of $270,000. A 30-year loan at a fixed interest rate of 5.84%, which is what the banks are giving out right now, would mean that you'd pay a total of $576,000 over the 30 years. So that means $306,000 of interest, and then obviously the $270,000 principal. Now that would mean that you would pay a total of $1,601 back to the bank every single month to eventually pay off the interest and the principal within the 30 years. Now, they say that the average landlord charges 6% per month of the total value of the house as rent. I don't think that's accurate. From what I could see searching through houses, that doesn't seem right, which that would mean that you'd be getting $2,000 a month on this house, which would cover the mortgage payment and give you $400 an extra month. And then let's say we just take out fees and maintenance and all that kind of stuff, you're profiting $300 a month total, which means at the end of the 30 years, you'd have $108,000 cash, and you'd have the property, which I don't think is realistic at all whatsoever. I don't know, the bureaucracy of statistics is kind of messing up there. Realistically, from my research, what I could find was that the cheapest house in my area that would regularly sell for $300,000 was charging about $350 to $400 a week. So let's say after expenses and maintenance, you're profiting $300 a week, not including your mortgage repayment. That would equal out to $1,300 a month, meaning that your mortgage repayment is only $300 a month over 30 years to buy a house. I don't know if this is crazy or not, but $300 a month is all you have to pay. After 30 years, you will have paid $108,000, and the rental income would have covered the rest of your mortgage. So you would have paid the $576,000 in total, even though you only actually paid $108,000 plus your $30,000 down payment. So you would have paid a total of $138,000, and you would have ended up with a house. Now, what gets even crazier is that the average house increases by 5.4% a year in value, which means that after 30 years, when your loan is fully repaid, you would have a $1.4 million house. Now, what's even crazier, if we take a look at the same math that we used, so we got $300 a week of rental income, or that's worst case scenario, right? $300 a week of rent on a $300,000 house. By using the same percentage, if that's 1% of the home's value in rent a month, that would mean on a $1.4 million house, you should be getting $14,000 a month of rent. Realistically, I don't see this though. I see most like $1 million houses generally renting between $1,000 a week and maybe $2,000 a week, which is still $50,000 to $100,000 a year of rental income for essentially what you bought as a really, really cheap house. It really just goes to show you how crazy profitable a high leverage investment can be over the long term. Like, you really have to think about it. If you buy a house and you put 10% down, $30,000 for a $300,000 house, and the next year that house, the housing market goes crazy and it increases by 10%, so you now have a $330,000 house, you've doubled that $30,000 because now your house is worth, if you sell it for $330,000, you have $30,000 of equity in the house, so you get to keep that obviously, and then you pay back the $270,000 loan, and now you have $60,000. You've doubled your money in 12 months just because the housing market went up 10%. But either way, this is a super quick video just crunching the numbers. I'm not saying to go buy a house now. Oh my God, you need to do it. I just thought the numbers were really, really interesting, so I wanted to share them with you guys. So if you guys enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe in the comment section down below. I don't know what I'm saying. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what age you want to buy your first house. I'm looking to realistically, I don't know what I'm doing in my life right now. I'm working a job, but I don't really want to work there anymore. So what I'm realistically looking to do, I can afford a down payment, but I'm realistically looking to buy my first house probably right before I'm 22 maybe. Just because hopefully by then I figured out what I wanted to do. But yeah, man, if you guys enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And I'm out. See ya.